How do you define the metaverse?
The metaverse, the way I think about it is, first of all, there's a lot of definitions out there, and many of them are really great descriptors of what the metaverse is. Matthew Ball has a whole book on it, which I highly recommend. Tony Parisi, good friend of mine, has the 7 rules of the metaverse, which I also highly recommend everyone look at. Um, and again, the metaverse, if I were to going to describe it in my own world, is kind of this combination of all of the virtual worlds and platforms that comprise this next level, next generation of the internet, incorporating AR, VR, blockchain, AI, all of these different mediums. Doesn't have to incorporate them all, right? But it kind of enables that. And again, the sources I recommended go into much more detail on all the aspects of that. But I would say a really handy rule of thumb is, first of all, there's one metaverse. Like, I hear this oftentimes where people say, "Oh, is this another metaverse?" And I think the thing to think about is that the way that term is defined is it's one metaverse, and there's lots of virtual worlds and platforms that comprise that. So Superworld's a virtual world. But the other way I think about it is, the metaverse is really the understanding in someone's life that their physical life and their virtual life is really come together as one. And I think that the reason that's important is, I think in our daily lives, we think of our physical life, which is, when we go out for a run, or we, do something, go to an event, or go to a conference, or go to the office or something like that. And then we think of our digital or virtual life when we're on a Zoom call, or we're like looking at social media, or we're playing a video game or something like that, right? Watching a movie, on Netflix. Those are kind of digital activities, right? But I think the metaverse is really the concept, of when my physical life, things I'm doing in the physical world, and those things that I'm doing in the virtual world come together. So when I can do something virtual and maybe expect some kind of physical benefit from that. If I buy an NFT that's getting me into an event, it's allowing me to access to something, it's allowing me to join a community of some sort that's physical, potentially in the real world. Doesn't have to be, but likely could be as well. And then vice versa, when I'm doing something physical, like going to an event, doing something in my community, going for a run, and I'm thinking about, what is the virtual aspect of that? Am I logging that on my, iWatch, or am I involved in an application that's giving me some kind of points for that? Am I getting some virtual, benefits from this physical activity? And so at Superworld, that's exactly what we're doing, is we're bringing together a virtual world that involves Web3, that enables you to benefit from doing the things that you love to do in the real world, right? I call it live to earn, but that name is probably going to evolve. But the idea is, from the name play to earn, which is you're playing a video game and then you're benefiting from that activity. How can we bring that into your real life? How can we bring tokenomics and Web3 into real life activities in the physical world? And how can we enhance your physical life using these tools, including immersive tech, right, and AI? And so that's what the metaverse is for me, is really bringing those things together.